的人数是达到了12.8万多人，将近是非常重视的。从昨天下午开始，我们的这个应急报
这个很多新建的楼房，它的地下室等等等等，都出现了被水大面积淹没的这样的情况。
As you can see, the circumstances are harsh and the environment is cruel. We are doing our ultimate best from a humanitarian perspective as UNHCR.
It's just something that's very exciting for us. We're not used to so much snow. Well, it's just a little bit, but we're not used to it, so it's exciting.
Allá vamos a decir cómo se va a sembrar. Hay poca agua y poquitas cabras no quedan porque se han muerto casi todas de sed. Así que no podemos sembrar, pues, ni una cosa.
Nakakatakot kasi andyan na ang tubig, tumataas na kasi ang tubig eh.
Sa ngayon, nahihirap pa po talaga dahil lakas pa ng current eh. Ng tubig. Sagwan na yung gamit namin. Tulak pa.
Over 95 people are dead and scores are missing as devastating floods sweep across China. Here in northern China, a flash flood washed away the only access bridge to a mountain resort and left 70 tourists stranded. Rescuers helped tourists across the torrent, and no casualties were reported here. In southwestern China's Sichuan province, hundreds of residents were forced onto their roofs to await rescue. In neighboring Guizhou province, floods and landslides have killed several people and affected more than 70,000 others. Roads along rivers are cut off by floodwaters, while landslides and boulders block mountain passes. Natural disasters brought on by the heavy rains have affected over 6 million people since Saturday, collapsing almost 30,000 houses and forcing the evacuation of more than 500,000 people. Travis Brecker, Reuters.
Residents of China's Jiangxi province watch as streets become veritable rivers, leaving their homes and businesses underwater. Massive flooding and rainfall has killed at least 17 as of Saturday and forced millions more to flee after Typhoon Haikui moved inland over eastern China. Chinese state television showed homes completely flooded, as well as emergency workers on duty throughout affected communities. The torrential rains have also halted train travel in some areas. But forecasters claim the storm is weakening and have dropped the threat level to its lowest.
So far, 2012 will go down in the record books for being a very weird year for weather.
Mother Nature is not going by the calendar this year.
A disastrous season for ski resorts.
2012 has been a very odd year for tornadoes.
A much earlier spring than we've ever seen.
We're talking historic heat.
One of the worst droughts in 50 years.
This year, it seems winter went missing. Spring showed up at the wrong time, and summer stormed in too soon with devastating heat and drought.
We've seen a couple of different kinds of things, one of which is when it's really wacky for the time of year, and the other is when it's typical for the time of year, but just really extreme.
What might normally be an event we can deal with or adapt to becomes an event that's out of our experience.
Really, no matter who you ask this year, the weather has been the story.
I've never seen people playing volleyball on the beach in March.
Right now we have a climate on steroids. What we mean by that is greenhouse gases continue to increase in the atmosphere.
So is extreme weather now the new norm?
There have been extremes for as long as there has been weather. What's changing is their nature and frequency.
So I really think it's important to think ahead and start adapting for the kinds of extremes that we may get more of as the future unfolds.
This year in the U.S., we've already broken 25,000 heat records, and we still have 4 months to go in 2012. For the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Mike Seidel.
این لرزه به بزرگی 6.2 و 6 ریشتر ساعت 16:53 عصر روز شنبه شهرستان‌های احر، ورزقان و هریس را در استان آذربایجان شرقی لرزان که بر اثر آن 6 روستا 100% و 60 روستا نیز 50 تا 80% تخریب شدند.
Wildfires continue to blaze out of control across portions of Northern California. While Southern California has seen enough wet weather, the north has been dry, which is favorable for wildfire development. Over the weekend, 2 wildfires ignited in Lake County. Together, they have burned over 5,000 acres and forced hundreds of people from their homes. At least 3 homes have already been destroyed, prompting mandatory evacuations in Clear Lake, about 100 miles north of San Francisco. Just a couple hundred miles to the northeast, the Chips Fire in Plumas County has been burning since the end of July. Already it's consumed over 35,000 acres, and as of Monday morning is only 12% contained. With the estimated containment date not until the end of August, there are several factors working against firefighters.
There can be several reasons. One is terrain. The other could be the kind of vegetation that they're burning in. There could be a lot of vegetation that hasn't burned for years. And also, fires, especially big fires, produce their own wind.
Firefighters will continue to battle these blazes, but the financial toll with these fires already estimated in the tens of millions.